Software engineers are burning themselves out trying to optimize every single second of their life. Everybody's online telling you to grind lethal 4 hours a day after work, build 3 SaaS applications, hit the gym twice a day, network on LinkedIn, and somehow still have a social life. And honestly, that lifestyle low-key made me enjoy coding less. I don't grind 24/7. I follow a simple weekly routine that lets me get my work done, keep learning, and still have a social life. Hi, my name is Max, and I'm a full-time software engineer. And on this channel, I document my journey as a software engineer where I share my wins, my mistakes, and everything in between. When I first started working as a full-time software engineer, my life slowly turned into this repetitive cycle. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, and repeat. Monday will turn into Friday, and I generally wouldn't remember anything meaningful I did outside of work. And the weirdest part is I worked so hard to get this career, and I started for interviews, I built projects, I spent hours learning how to code. So when I finally became a software engineer, I thought I was supposed to go even harder. Like, if I wasn't coding after work, I somehow felt behind. But after a while, I realized I wasn't actually enjoying my life anymore. And that's when I understood something that completely changed the way I approach work today. If your entire life revolves around software engineering, burnout is basically inevitable. So over the last year, I started building a weekly routine that lets me improve as an engineer without feeling like my entire existence is just about solving tickets and reading Slack notifications. And honestly, this routine made me enjoy coding again. One of the biggest things that helped me avoid burnout was changing when I learn. Because after work, my brain is cooked. I'm not trying to learn advanced Java concepts at 8 p.m. after staring at code all day. That sounds miserable. So instead, I started learning in the morning before work. Every morning, I spend around 30 to 40 minutes studying Java. Right now, I'm going through a course focused on hidden gems in Java because Java is the main language that I use at work, and this small habit generally changed everything for me. First of all, mornings are quiet, no meetings, no notifications, no production bugs ruining your mental state. It's just focused learning. And because it's 30 to 40 minutes, it doesn't feel overwhelming. I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. trying to be as productive as I can. I'm literally just giving myself enough time to improve consistently. And the crazy part is how much easier work becomes when you're constantly sharpening the exact skills you use every day. A lot of developers make this mistake of trying to learn everything, every framework, every programming language, every new tech trend that comes along. But honestly, becoming better at the tools you already use daily is one of the fastest ways to reduce stress at work. Because when your skills improve, your confidence improves too. Tasks take less time, debugging gets easier, code reviews become less scary. You stop panicking every time someone mentions production issues, and that lowers burnout massively. Another thing that changed my life was getting serious about activities outside of coding. For me, that's soccer. I play soccer around 3 times a week. And honestly, I think every software engineer needs something physical in their life because coding all day keeps you trapped in your head. You're constantly thinking about problem solving, analyzing, debugging. And after enough hours of that, your brain starts feeling fried. So soccer completely resets my mind. For like 2 hours, I'm not thinking about pull requests or deployment pipelines or whether my code is optimized. I'm just focused on the game. And weirdly enough, some of my best solutions to coding problems happen after I step away from my computer. I'll be playing soccer or driving home afterwards, and suddenly my brain figures something out in the background. And I think this is something a lot of engineers forget. Rest is productive. Your brain needs recovery time. You cannot mentally sprint forever. I also started prioritizing the gym more consistently. Not because I'm trying to become a self-improvement guy, but because sitting at a desk all day destroys your energy if you don't move your body. But once I started balancing work with the gym, soccer, and actual social activities, my weeks stopped bleeding together. Now my life feels structured. Some nights I go to the gym, some nights I play soccer, some weekends I go out with my friends, watch movies, try new restaurants, just normal stuff. And I know this sounds obvious, but a shocked amount of software engineers generally forget to just live outside of work, especially early in your career, because tech culture makes you feel like you should always be grinding, always learning, always building. But honestly, the engineers I know who last the longest in this industry usually have balanced lives. They have hobbies, friends, relationships, interests outside of coding. Because if coding becomes your only source of identity, every day at work suddenly feels personal, and that's dangerous. So nowadays, my week looks pretty simple. In the morning, before work, I just studied Java for around 30 to 40 minutes. Then I work my normal software engineering job during the day. After work, I'm not forcing myself to grind every single night anymore. Some days I go to the gym, 3 days a week I play soccer. Some nights I'll hang out with my friends or go out. Sometimes I'll literally just watch movies and relax. And the funny thing is, once I stopped trying to optimize every second of my life, I actually became more productive overall. Because now I'm consistent. I'm not going through these extreme cycles where I grind for 2 weeks and then completely crash. I built a routine I can actually sustain long term. And I think sustainability is one of the most underrated skills in software engineering because this career is not a sprint. You're probably gonna be doing this for decades. So Building a life that's enjoyable while still improving your skills matters way more than trying to look productive 24/7. At the end of the day, software engineering is already mentally demanding enough. You don't need to be grinding 24/7. For me, avoiding burnout came down to a few simple things: learning consistently in the mornings, improving at the tools I already use at work, playing soccer, going to the gym, spending time with friends, and building a routine that actually feels sustainable. Because the goal isn't becoming a successful software engineer. The goal is building a life you genuinely enjoy while being a successful software engineer. And honestly, I'd love to know what your routine looks like outside of coding, because I think more developers struggle with this than people admit. So drop a comment below, and if you want more videos about software engineering, subscribe, because we will be figuring this thing out together.